What's good, Black Star Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Jared. Yo, today we're gonna be looking at a video from brother Jeremy Hill. Now, this particular video is gonna be about when brothers get therapy after leaving the situation. But look at this.
Jeremy Hill show. Easy to trigger leave now because this is not the show for you. In this reaction video, what I want to talk about is what happens when a man who has been hurt to his core by the woman that he loves. What happens to that man after he gets therapy, works on himself and become a better person and move on? We're going to talk about that right quick. You dig what I'm saying? Now, hit that notification bell. Before you do that, select the option that says all. That way you will be informed of all my new content. Can you dig it? Now let me go on getting this thing, man. Let's get it.
Jay, there aren't a lot of men who are as honest as you are and honest as I am. And what I'm discovering, man, and this is not to take the conversation left, but take it left, brother. We're dealing with a generation of women who are not ready for the men who they told to go heal. All right. You told me to go heal. You told me to go get therapy. And now I'm back and you're not ready to be accountable.
Now, that's something that deserves to be talked about. There's a lot of men who have heard these words. Who hurt you? Anytime a man got something to say about what a woman is doing, or whenever a man points out areas in a woman's life that they need to work on, you'll hear things like, who hurt you? Someone hurt you bad. Now, there are men out there who have actually been hurt. But before I talk about them, let's talk about this. Just because a man is saying women are no good for this and that reason, that isn't always coming from a source of pain. That is coming from a source of wisdom, a source of caution. A man is exercising caution when it comes to dealing with today's modern day woman, black women in particular. And because of that, because of the experiences that he may have had with other black women, doesn't mean that he is currently hurting because a woman had hurt him. He's just being wise. Now, to talk about the men who are hurting, who couldn't get over it by themselves, who decided to go out and get therapy. They do the work. They come back whole or fixed to some degree. When they come back and then reintroduce themselves into the dating scene, they run across the same women who say who hurt you. Even though he's healed, what men are discovering are that the very women who are saying who hurt you are the ones who are traumatized themselves. Because some traumas take years to get over.
And you know what? I can agree with that. Because let's take it a little bit further. A lot of these women out here that are talking about that they want a healed man, want a man that's on his game, got all this stuff going on for himself. A lot of these women want these men, but a lot of these women are not healed themselves. And when it comes to accountability, they want the men to be accountable for their actions in their past and also be accountable for the shit that happens in their lives and around them. But when it comes to holding them accountable, especially when it comes to them having multiple kids by multiple different men, them having multiple different relationships, or them having a whole string of failed failed dating history. When it comes to that, a lot of them don't want to hold themselves accountable, especially when it comes to them being the cause of those failures in the first place. They want all the blame to be on the man. A lot of them don't even know how to take accountability for their actions and for their issues. You ask a woman what are her flaws. She'll say, "Oh, I don't have no flaws. I'm the best thing since sliced bread." Meanwhile, she has a whole string of issues that goes on. She has multiple kids by multiple different men, but yeah, she's not the issue. She doesn't have any flaws. A lot of these women have flaws, and they refuse to actually handle their flaws. They look around like, oh, I don't have any flaws, and they blame the men for pointing out their flaws, and they think they're perfect. Men have been dealing with this shit for so fucking long, it makes no sense. But they'll be the first ones to tell you to go get therapy. They'll be the first ones to tell you that you are the problem. Meanwhile, you go get fixed. You go down the line. You remove yourself from the dating market and fix your issues, talk your issues out, and actually heal. They're still running around here in failed relationships and failed marriages and failed everything, still trying to hold men accountable when they're in fact the ones that are the issue.
And if a woman has, for example, multiple baby daddies, a whole lot of body count, slept with a whole lot of men, have had her heart broken several times, and has not done the work to get over that, now the man can say, who hurt you? Because women who go through those things that I just mentioned seldom have any type of accountability. They always seem to be accusational. They always seem to criticize the man. So now that men have actually went out there and done the work, and they return to the dating scene, they discover that there are no women out there that are ready to deal with a healed man. The same men that women say have been hurt, and the reason why these men say the things that they say is because they are still hurt. Let that sink in your head, Jack. Let's keep going, man. Let's get it.
Problem. Problem. You told me to heal. You said, Negro, you need therapy. You need to go get a mentor. You need to be around some brothers. I did all of that, and now you're not able to hold yourself accountable. Now we have a problem because now I've got to drag you when you once dragged me.
Dragger.
Where do we go from here, Dave?
Home. The hell out of here. That's where we go. That's where we go. We got to go home because and what I mean by that is, as men now, it's okay for us to say you're not for me. There was a time when we couldn't say that because we were trying to appease you.
A lot of
Now, yeah, now you're not for me, sis. I've done the work. That's the early conversation, though.
bro. You can keep digging in that, man, because you're bringing so much clarity, man. Because I've heard women so much. He needs to do this, he needs to do that, and I'm seeing brothers now choosing themselves.
Yes, sir.
Understand this, Jack. Whenever a man does the work,
Hold on, before Jeremy speaks, I want to rewind it back to something because what he said was actually kind of true.
He needs to do this, he needs to do that, and I'm seeing brothers now choosing themselves.
Yes, sir.
Now, to that point, brothers are choosing themselves because a lot of brothers got something to prove. Not to the women, but to themselves. And let me explain this. A lot of brothers are choosing themselves because a lot of brothers want to be at a specific point in their lives. They want to take themselves out of the struggle of not making that much money. A lot of these brothers want to be out here in the forefront, making bread, making all this money, and proving themselves to the world. So their focus is solely on that. They're not focused on that. They're not focused on trying to please a woman. They're not focused on trying to build something for a woman that's not going to appreciate it. Now, you do have the dudes out here that's actually out here running around trying to get coochie all the time. Those ain't the brothers I'm talking about. I'm talking about the brothers that's stone cold out here hustling, moving and grinding, moving and shaking, and doing all this shit to try to prove themselves wrong, and prove to themselves that they're a good man and that they're worthy of something more. But you have a lot of women that want that to be solely focused on them, and that's where the issue comes in. When you get a man that's actually out here building something for himself and actually out here working himself to the bone, he's not going to be focused on you. He's not going to think about all this different shit that you want or all this different stuff that matters to you. He's going to be thinking about, okay, this is what I need to do in my life. This is where I'm trying to go. That's what causes a lot of the breakdowns in relationships, and a lot of these women don't know, and also they can't handle that because a lot of them are selfish, to be honest with you, and also they don't understand what that man's goal is. That man could tell you his goal from the day he's black or from the day he's born to the day he dies, and they will still never understand it.
Understand this, Jack. Whenever a man does the work in any capacity of life, but we're going to talk about after he's been hurt to the point where he decides he needs professional help, what you are seeing at that moment in time is a growth mindset. Only men who want to overcome obstacles, be it physical or emotional, mental, those are the men who say, I want to grow out this situation. I want to grow beyond the pain. I want to grow beyond the bad decision-making process that I have when it comes to dealing with women. That's a growth mindset. The problem is men are discovering that many of the women that they are deciding to be with do not share a growth mindset. Now, listen here, Jack. Dig what I say before you dig what I've said. If you're with a woman that doesn't have a growth mindset, then she's not growing with you. She's not growing with you. She's growing on you like a cancer. Because one of you are growing, one of y'all are moving forward, and she still has the same mindset. She's stagnated. She's still in the same spot in her life. She's still in the same spot of her attitude. She's the same way. So now there's going to be some friction. There's going to be some conflict because you may want to work more to get your goals accomplished. And she's going to be back there hollering she ain't got enough time with you because she doesn't have a growth mindset. Can two walk together except they be agreed? If that woman cannot move when you move up that ladder with you, then she's not growing. Again, if she's not growing with you, then she's growing on you like a cancer. And what happens when you find a cancer on you? You cut it off surgically. You get rid of it. You remove that. You dig what I'm saying?
You know, and that's true because let's face it, when it comes down to it, this does happen. A lot of guys cut off what doesn't support them. A lot of guys will cut off a woman that's not actually out there producing with him, and that's actively trying to hold him back. And the bad part is, a lot of women don't look at it as maybe he's focusing on himself. He's trying to build something for themselves. And a lot of these women, let's be honest, a lot of these women are selfish because a lot of them think that they're not getting what he wants. They're not getting what they're not understanding what he's actually out there doing and actually out there producing. When you have a man that's actually trying to produce something in his life, he's going to be about that. When you throw him out for that goal and he decides to cut you off, only thing you could do is just be like, shit. But
Now, not to make this a religious thing, but let me talk about this, Jack. You know, when God made woman, the Bible says that he laid Adam down, cut him open, broke that rib off, you did, made a woman out of that rib. But it's most important that you understand this here, Jack, that he didn't present that woman to Adam till after he was healed. He didn't present that woman to that man until he healed him. You know why? Because if that woman would have came to Adam when he was still opened up, still cut up, wasn't healed, then she would have became his nurse, not his helpmeet. Can you dig it? So a man needs to be healed in all areas of his life, man. He got to have his life together, Jack, before taking on a woman. So you always should focus on yourself first. Focus on getting that dollar. Focus on being the most alpha version of yourselves. Focus on being the most profitable version of yourself. You know what I'm trying to say here, man. Before you really take on a woman. Now remember, like I always said just then, man, if the woman is not growing with you, then she's growing on you, man. And that's the last thing you want. Let's keep going, man. See what this gentleman got to say. Can you dig it?
Yes,
And brothers are like, and they're choosing themselves over the physicality. They're
Yes, sir.
choosing themselves over a moment of pleasure. Brothers are choosing peace.
Yeah.
Brothers are like, man, I'll sit at home watching Netflix by myself because it brings a sense of peace. Because what I think is happening, men are learning that they are deserving
Yes.
a quality of life that they never told that they could have because
Yes.
we often heard that happy wife, happy
Yes,
life.
sir. That's a lie. Yeah. That's a lie. Yeah.
And you know what? The honest part of this entire conversation is this: is that men are out here actually trying to produce something for themselves and not trying to be selfish about it. And the bad part is you're gonna have those women out there that feel like men are being toxic or men are trying to do all this different bullshit, and it's just like, you know what? At this point, focusing on myself feels like the best thing to do because it's why I want to be in my life. If there's a place that I want to be in my life, and it's going to involve me focusing 24/7 on me building this. But you never know. But anyways, guys, like, share, subscribe, channel, support podcast, spot.com. I will catch you guys on the flip side. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.